Picture a little boy named Arjun. Arjun is from the Dharavi slums in India, the third largest slum in the world and the setting for the movie Slumdog Millionaire. Arjun lives side by side with 1 million other inhabitants in a mere 2 square kilometres. Every day, Arjun leaves behind the disease and the garbage and he treks towards the centre of Mumbai where he begs for money. And every day, he walks past the world's first billion-dollar home. A family of 5 lives in these 27 stories, and a staff of 600 tends to the greenhouse, shopping centre, and even a room that creates snow. When Arjun makes his long and arduous journey every day, and he looks up at this towering symbol of wealth, what does he think? And what does your child here in Brisbane think when they see the rich businessman ignoring the homeless people on our city streets? This, ladies and gentlemen, is economic inequality. Economic inequality exists when a small amount of the population possesses a majority of the wealth. Currently, the richest 1% has more wealth than the other 99% of the world. And while some degree of inequality is undoubtedly necessary, I think very few would argue that this extreme gap between the rich and the poor is fair. But research also suggests that inequality changes the way we treat others. When environments are unequal, adults are less generous and they compete more with one another. But this research doesn't tell us much about how inequality affects 2 billion individuals, children. You see, childhood is a time where the brain grows rapidly and where you're the most vulnerable to your environment. My research explores how children understand inequality and how this affects how they treat others. In my PhD, I have created a series of safe and effective economic experiments that immerse young children in inequality. Children come into the labs and they play a series of games with other individuals, and they all build up points over time. However, sometimes these points are distributed equally or unequally, and I can then measure how they react. My research has shown that by as early as 4 years old, children are highly sensitive to unequal environments that are unfair. After being exposed to high inequality, preschoolers are also more protective of their own resources and they donate less to poor children. And as children age, they actively attempt to redistribute the wealth to try and make things more fair for everyone. Ultimately, my research suggests that young children are not immune to the effects of inequality and that it's time for us to do something about it. Not just for you or me, but for some of the most vulnerable individuals on this planet, like Arjun and like your children. We must do it for them. Thank you.